Excuses are the nails used to build a house of failure. You've probably been there, sitting on the edge of something big, waiting for the perfect moment or the right conditions to make your move. You've told yourself it's just not the right time yet, or you don't have what you need to succeed. But what if I told you that there's never going to be a perfect moment? That every day you wait, you're letting your excuses hold you back from reaching your full potential. In this video, we're going to talk about a harsh truth. No one is coming to save you. Success doesn't just land in your lap, it's something you have to earn. The real question is, are you ready to stop making excuses and start getting things done? Are you willing to take full responsibility for your life and stop waiting for things to get easier? We're going to break down why excuses never get you anywhere, how they steal opportunities, and what you can do to change your mindset. If you've been stuck waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions, now is the time to stop. This video will show you how to take action, how to stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for you, and how to start getting things done no matter what's in your way. So, if you're ready to stop letting excuses control your life and start building the future you want, keep watching. It's time to get it done. Number one, the truth about excuses. Excuses are the stories people tell themselves when they don't want to take action. They're the reasons given for why something didn't happen, why something wasn't achieved, or why a goal was never reached. Some people say they don't have time, others say they don't have the right opportunities. Some blame their circumstances, their upbringing, or the people around them. But at the end of the day, excuses do nothing except hold a person back. They don't change reality. They don't move things forward. They don't make life better. There are those who want to get in shape but say they're too tired after work. Some want to start a business but claim they don't have enough resources. Others dream of learning a skill but say they're too old, too busy, or just not naturally talented. These are all excuses, and excuses are easy to make because they give a false sense of comfort. They take the responsibility off a person's shoulders and place it on something else. But that comfort is short-lived because deep down, every person knows when they're making an excuse. They know when they could have tried harder, when they could have used their time better, when they could have taken a step forward instead of standing still. The problem with excuses is that they become a habit. The more a person makes them, the easier it gets. Before they know it, they've built a life around reasons instead of results. They've become someone who always has an explanation for why things didn't work out instead of someone who finds a way to make things happen. It's a dangerous cycle, and it leads nowhere except to frustration, regret, and wasted time. Successful people face the same obstacles as everyone else. They get tired, they feel uncertain, they have responsibilities, and they face setbacks. The difference is, they don't let those things stop them. They find a way to work through challenges instead of looking for a way out. They focus on solutions instead of problems. When something is difficult, they put in extra effort instead of giving up. If they don't have resources, they find alternatives. If they lack experience, they start learning. They understand that progress isn't about perfect conditions, it's about persistence. Excuses take away control. When a person blames their circumstances, they are empowered to change things. If success depends on having more time, then they'll always be at the mercy of their schedule. If it depends on someone else giving them an opportunity, then they'll always be waiting. But when a person takes responsibility, they take back control. They realize that no one else is in charge of their future. They understand that their actions, choices, and mindset are what determine their results. Every day is a new chance to do something meaningful. Some people use that time to take steps toward their goals, while others waste it by making excuses. A person can either move forward or stay stuck. It's a decision that has to be made every single day. The ones who succeed are not necessarily the most talented or the most privileged. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses stop them. They wake up early if they have to. They work late if necessary. They make sacrifices. They push through discomfort. They do what needs to be done, no matter how inconvenient or challenging it is. Excuses will always be available. There will always be a reason to put things off, to wait for a better time, to avoid discomfort. But excuses don't build anything. They don't create progress. They don't lead to success. Only action does. The choice is simple: make progress or make excuses. Only one of those choices leads to a better future. Number two, the hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. That might be hard to hear. but it's the truth. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you success. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is responsible for your future except you. If you don't take control of your life, nothing will change. Many people grow up thinking that someday something will happen that will fix everything. They believe that if they wait long enough, things will fall into place. Maybe a lucky break will come. Maybe someone will notice their potential and help them rise to success. Maybe they'll stumble upon an opportunity that changes their life overnight. But that's not how it works. If you sit around waiting for a miracle, you'll be waiting forever. Some people think the government will take care of them. Some think their family will always be there to support them. Others expect their boss to give them a promotion just because they've been at the job for a few years. But life doesn't work that way. The world does not owe you anything. If you want something, you have to earn it. You have to get up every day and do what's necessary to move forward. It's easy to blame other people or outside circumstances. It's easy to say you didn't get the right education, that your parents didn't support you, that the economy is bad, or that someone else had better opportunities. But focusing on those things won't get you anywhere. The moment you take responsibility for your life, everything changes. Because as long as you think someone else is in control, you're powerless. But when you understand that your future is in your hands, you regain all the power. There are people who come from nothing and build a great life for themselves. There are people who face massive setbacks but find a way to rise above them. There are people who start with no connections, no special skills, and no advantages, yet they still succeed. They do it because they refuse to wait for someone to help them. They take action. They push through obstacles. They make things happen. No one is saying it's easy. Life can be tough. Unexpected problems will come. You'll face rejection, failure, and disappointment. There will be days when you feel like giving up. But none of that is a reason to stop. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll never get started. If you wait for someone else to fix your problems, you'll stay stuck. If you want change, you have to create it yourself. Some people waste years hoping that things will get better on their own. They tell themselves that next year will be different. They wait for motivation to strike. They wait until they feel ready. But the truth is, you're never going to feel completely ready. There will never be a perfect moment. The only way forward is to take action now. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't have all the answers yet. Nobody successful got there by sitting around hoping for a break. They put in the work when no one was watching. They made sacrifices. They learned new skills. They stayed disciplined even when they didn't feel like it. They pushed themselves forward when they had every reason to quit. They understood that no one was going to save them, so they became their own hero. There are two types of people in life: those who make excuses and those who find a way. The ones who make excuses stay in the same place year after year, complaining about their circumstances but doing nothing to change them. The ones who find a way take responsibility, figure things out, and keep moving forward no matter what. The people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who have built great lives for themselves, they didn't sit around waiting. They took control of their time, their actions, and their mindset. And that's what you have to do. Stop waiting for someone to fix your life. Stop hoping that luck will suddenly turn in your favor. Stop expecting the world to hand you what you want. Stand up, take action, and build the life you want with your own two hands, because no one else is going to do it for you. Number 3, discipline is the key to freedom. Discipline separates those who achieve their goals from those who only dream about them. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. It is waking up early when the bed is warm and comfortable, going to the gym when you're tired, working on your goals when distractions are everywhere. Without discipline, progress is impossible. Without it, time slips away and opportunities disappear. Most people think freedom means doing whatever they want whenever they want. They believe success comes from luck or natural talent. But true freedom doesn't come from avoiding effort, it comes from mastering yourself. A person who lacks discipline becomes a slave to bad habits, wasted time, and regret. They spend their days reacting to life instead of shaping it. They procrastinate, delay, and make excuses, thinking there will always be more time. But days turn into months, months turn into years, and nothing changes. The strongest individuals aren't the ones who rely on motivation because motivation fades. They succeed because they are disciplined and they act whether they feel like it or not. They commit to their routines and stick to their plans even when challenges come. They don't wait for the perfect moment because they know the perfect moment never comes. They don't let distractions control them because they have a clear direction. Discipline means showing up every single day, even when it's hard. It's making the decision to do what's necessary, regardless of circumstances. It's choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. It's resisting the urge to quit when things get difficult. People who develop discipline gain control over their time, their energy, and their future. They are not dependent on moods or emotions to get things done. They don't wait for external motivation. They create it through consistent action. Look at the most successful people in any field, whether in business, sports, or personal growth. They all have one thing in common. They don't rely on inspiration. They rely on systems. They have structured habits that push them forward. They wake up with a purpose, follow a plan, and execute without hesitation. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for the right mood. They have trained themselves to act no matter what. Discipline is waking up early when others sleep in. It's sticking to a budget when others spend without thinking. It's saying no to distractions when others give in. It's training the mind and body to push through discomfort because results don't come from taking the easy path. Every person who has ever achieved something great has built their success on discipline. Some people say they don't have time to work on their goals. But the truth is, time is not. The issue with discipline is. Every person gets the same 24 hours each day. Some use those hours wisely while others waste them on distractions. Some make sacrifices now to enjoy rewards later, while others choose comfort now and struggle later. The difference isn't luck. The difference is in the choices made every day. The person who trains consistently will become stronger. The one who saves and invests will build financial security. The one who studies and learns will grow their knowledge. The one who works hard will see results. These things don't happen by accident. They happen because of discipline. Without discipline, even the most talented person will fail. Without it, the smartest individual will remain stuck. Without it, big dreams will never become reality. But when a person develops discipline, they gain control over their life. They stop reacting and start creating. They stop waiting and start doing. They stop making excuses and start seeing progress. It's not about being perfect. No one is. It's about being consistent. It's about making better choices today than yesterday. It's about pushing forward even when no one is watching. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. Discipline is not punishment. It's not restriction. It's the foundation of success, the path to real freedom, and the only way to turn dreams into reality. Number 4, the price of inaction. Every choice comes with a cost, but the highest price is paid by those who choose to do nothing. The price of inaction is not always obvious at first. It doesn't take money from your pocket immediately, and it doesn't always bring instant regret. But over time, it drains opportunity, steals growth, and creates a life full of disappointment. Those who hesitate, those who delay, those who wait for the perfect moment, they all eventually realize that the real cost wasn't in trying and failing, but in never trying at all. People avoid action for different reasons. Some are afraid of failure, afraid of judgment, or afraid of discomfort. Others convince themselves they will start next week or next year. But days pass and nothing changes. The person who hesitated to chase their goals 5 years ago is often in the same place today, while someone who took even small steps forward has moved miles ahead. The reality is that waiting doesn't protect you from failure, it guarantees it. Every day wasted is a day that could have been used to improve, to learn, to grow. Success doesn't come to those who sit and think about it. It comes to those who take action, even if that action is small at first. People who make excuses think they are staying safe, avoiding risk. But in truth, they are choosing a different kind of risk, the risk of looking back with regret. Think about the things you wanted to do but didn't, the opportunities you let slip by, the chances you ignored. What if you had taken action? What if instead of waiting, you had started back then? Where would you be today? The problem with inaction is that it's not obvious until it's too late. No one wakes up suddenly failing. It happens slowly, day by day, with every excuse, every delay, every ignored opportunity. The person who avoids exercise because it's uncomfortable doesn't notice the damage right away. But years later, they struggle with their health, wishing they had made different choices. The person who doesn't invest in their skills or career because it seems too hard finds themselves stuck in the same position while others move ahead. The person who never saves money because they believe they have time later eventually faces financial stress they could have prevented. Life rewards those who act. The ones who start even when they are unsure. The ones who take responsibility instead of making excuses. The ones who understand that action, no matter how small, is always better than standing still. No one starts perfectly. No one has all the answers in the beginning. But the only way to figure things out is to move forward. Progress is built on effort, not on hesitation. The truth is, every decision you make today shapes your future. Choosing action leads to growth, opportunity, and success. Choosing inaction leads to frustration, regret, and missed chances. Nothing changes until you decide to change it. Nothing improves until you decide to improve it. The people who achieve their goals aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who take action consistently, without waiting for the right mood or the perfect conditions. Time is passing, whether you take action or not. The only difference is where you will be when it does. Will you be in the same place, wishing you had started sooner? Or will you look back knowing you made the most of every opportunity? The choice is yours. Action has a cost, but the cost of inaction is far greater. The price of staying the same is always higher than the price of growth. Number 5, start where you are. Use what you have. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start. You don't need to have everything figured out before you take that first step. You can start right where you are with what you have. The truth is, no one ever feels fully ready. No one ever has everything they need to begin. You're not going to wake up one day and suddenly have all the resources, connections, or knowledge you think you need. But that doesn't mean you should keep waiting. The reality is that waiting will get you nowhere. You may not have the perfect tools or the best circumstances, but that doesn't mean you can't make progress. It's easy to think you need more before you can start, but more often than not, the thing you're waiting for will never come. If you keep holding out for the perfect time or the perfect resources, you'll be stuck in the same spot forever. You have to start with what you have. Start small. Start with what you can control. Don't let the things you don't have stop you from using what's already available to you. This is one of the biggest obstacles that stops people from reaching their goals. They think they need more before they can get started. But the most successful people didn't wait for everything to be perfect before they started. They used what they had at the time and made it work. They took action with what they could access. And that's what you have to do too. You already have more than enough to begin. The power of starting where you are lies in the fact that it forces you to be resourceful. It forces you to get creative. When you don't have everything you think you need, you'll be surprised at how much you can actually do with what you've got. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in history had far fewer resources than you do right now. And yet they made their mark. They didn't wait around for things to be perfect. They made it happen with what they had. And that's exactly what you need to do. It's easy to think you need a perfect plan or an ideal situation. But the truth is that perfection is a myth. The best way to make progress is to act now, regardless of your circumstances. Even if you don't have all the knowledge or experience you think you need, it's okay. Starting now is better than waiting until everything is aligned. Because while you wait, time is passing by. Those days you spend waiting for a better situation are days you could be learning, improving, and moving closer to your goals. When you start where you are, you put yourself in a position to learn and grow. It's not about having all the answers or knowing everything up front. It's about being willing to take that first step. Even if you're not sure where it will lead, you'll learn along the way and you'll figure things out as you go. No one ever has a clear path from the start, and that's okay. The key is to start. Start today. Don't put it off for tomorrow or next week or next month. There's no better time than now. The people who achieve the most are the ones who stop making excuses and start acting with what they have. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They don't wait until they're ready. They simply do what they can with what they've got. And that's how they make progress. If you want to move forward, you have to stop letting the lack of resources, time, or experience hold you back. You have everything you need to begin. The rest will come as you go. You might be looking at your current situation and thinking it's not enough. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter how much or how little you have right now. What matters is what you're willing to do with it. You can either sit around waiting for the perfect time to show up, or you can take the tools, skills, and resources you already have and start making something happen. The first step doesn't need to be big, but it has to be taken. Once you take that first step, everything else will follow. The only way to move forward is to start. And here's the best part. Starting where you are doesn't just give you the momentum to move forward, but it also helps you build the discipline to continue. When you take action with what you have, you train yourself to be more resourceful. You train yourself to think differently. You learn how to work with the tools and time you have, which builds your ability to do even more in the future. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect. You just need to start. The conditions may never be ideal, but if you wait for them to be, you'll end up waiting forever. You have everything you need right now to make progress. It's not about having more, it's about using what you already have to create the life you want. When you stop waiting and start taking action, you give yourself the chance to grow. You start building momentum, and that momentum will carry you forward. So don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect resources. Start where you are with what you have and watch how far it takes you. Take that first step and let everything else unfold as you go. The truth is, you don't need to be in the perfect place to begin. All you need to do is start. Whatever you're waiting for is not going to be the thing that propels you forward. Action is what will move you. So take a deep breath, look at where you are, and make the decision to move. Stop waiting and start now. Number 6, time is running out. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Every second that passes is gone forever. It doesn't wait, it doesn't pause, and it doesn't give second chances. The harsh truth is that no matter how much you wish for more time, you only get what you have right now. The clock is always moving, and every moment you waste is a moment you will never see again. People spend their days waiting for the perfect time, waiting for motivation, waiting for everything to be just right. But time doesn't wait for them. Before they know it, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and nothing has changed. There is a danger in believing that there is always more time. People tell themselves they'll start next Monday, next year, after things settle down. But what if that day never comes? What if you keep pushing things back until it's too late? No one knows how much time they really have. Some people waste years on things that don't matter while ignoring the things that do. They focus on distractions instead of priorities, comfort instead of growth. And one day they look back and realize they spent more time making excuses than making progress. Time moves the same for everyone, but what you do with it is what separates success from failure. The person who wakes up early, puts in the work, and stays consistent builds a future they can be proud of. The person who stays in bed, avoids effort, and keeps saying later, watches their opportunities disappear. The difference isn't luck or talent. It's how they choose to use the time they are given. Some people live their whole lives waiting for the right moment. They think they'll start when they have more money, when they have more energy, when they feel ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Every delay is a step backward. Every excuse is a lost opportunity. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who waited for the perfect conditions. They are the ones who started when they didn't feel ready, who moved forward even when it was hard. Think about where you want to be in 5 years. Now ask yourself, if you keep living the way you are right now, will you get there? Or will you be stuck in the same place, wishing you had started sooner? The decisions you make today shape your future. You can either use time wisely or let it slip away. There are no guarantees in life. You don't know how many chances you'll get. You don't know how many opportunities will come your way. But you do know that every moment spent waiting is a moment wasted. The people who achieve their goals don't have more time than you. They just refuse to waste it. They take action while others hesitate. They stay focused while others get distracted. They understand that once a day is gone, it's gone forever. There is nothing worse than looking back and realizing you could have done more. That you had the time, but you wasted it. That you had the chance, but you ignored it. Regret is the price of inaction. And by the time you feel it, it's too late to change the past. The only way to avoid regret is to take control of your time now. Stop putting things off. Stop waiting for later. Later is not promised. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only moment you have is this one. and what you do with it will determine everything. Number 7, effort beats talent every time. You don't need to be born with some extraordinary talent to succeed. Talent is often overrated. What truly makes the difference is effort. The effort you put in day after day, consistently, even when things get tough. While talent might give you a head start, it's effort that will carry you through to the finish line. People look at successful individuals and think they have something special. They assume that these people must have had an easier time or were born with an advantage. But what they don't see is the countless hours of hard work, the failures, the sacrifices, and the determination that went into achieving success. Success is earned, not handed out, and it's effort, not talent, that makes all the difference in the long run. Effort is what separates the people who achieve their goals from the people who don't. It's easy to think that success comes to those who are naturally gifted or lucky, but that's simply not true. The ones who rise to the top are the ones who are willing to put in the hard work, day after day, no matter how difficult it gets. They're the ones who push through the challenges and keep going when others quit. They understand that talent alone is never enough. It's the effort you put in that will determine how far you go. The real question you should ask yourself is this: how much effort are you willing to put into your dreams? Are you willing to wake up every day and put in the work, even when you're tired or discouraged? Are you willing to keep going when you don't see immediate results? Success doesn't come overnight, and the road to it is not always easy. But the effort you put in today builds the foundation for tomorrow's success. Talent might give you a head start, but it's effort that makes the real difference. A person with no natural talent who works tirelessly will outshine someone with natural ability who doesn't put in the work. It's the effort that counts, the willingness to push through the tough times, to learn from mistakes, and to keep moving forward when things aren't going the way you want them to. The difference is in the work. It's the work you're willing to put in, even when no one is watching, even when you don't feel like it. Effort is what allows you to grow. It's what helps you improve your skills, refine your craft, and develop the resilience you need to keep moving forward. Every hour of effort you put in brings you one step closer to your goal. Every challenge you face and overcome strengthens your resolve. Talent may give you a boost at the beginning, but without effort, that talent will only take you so far. The rest is up to you. The more effort you put in, the more you'll see results and the more you'll grow, not just as a professional, but as a person. When you rely on talent alone, you limit yourself. You believe that if you don't have a natural ability for something, it's not worth pursuing. But that's simply not true. Anyone can develop the skills they need with enough effort and determination. Whether you're good at something right now or not, if you're willing to work at it, you can get better. It's about showing up, doing the work, and refusing to quit. If you want to succeed, you have to put in the effort every single day. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. It's something you have to earn through consistent effort, through staying focused, and through not giving up when things get difficult. Effort is the thing that turns dreams into reality. It's the thing that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. Think about it. The people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things, didn't get there because of their natural talent. They got there because they showed up every day and gave their best. They put in the hours. They stayed committed to their goals, even when it wasn't easy. They didn't rely on their talent alone. They relied on their effort to see them through. It's easy to be discouraged when you don't see results right away. It's easy to think that maybe you're just not cut out for it, or that someone else has an unfair advantage. But the truth is, everyone struggles. Everyone faces setbacks. The difference is that the people who succeed don't give up when things get hard. They keep going, keep pushing forward, and keep putting in the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. And eventually, the results come. The effort pays off. The key to success is consistent effort, no matter how small the steps may seem. It's about showing up every day and putting in the work, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. It's about trusting the process and knowing that each day of effort brings you closer to where you want to be. When you put in the effort, you build momentum, and that momentum is what will carry you through the tough times. Effort is what makes the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. It's what turns good intentions into real progress. It's what turns obstacles into opportunities. The people who succeed aren't the ones who have the most talent. They're the ones who are willing to put in the work no matter what. So, the next time you feel like giving up, remind yourself that effort is the key to getting it done. Talent may give you a head start, but effort is what will take you across the finish line. Keep working, keep pushing, keep going, because effort beats talent every time. Number 8, your excuses don't change reality. Excuses don't change reality. They never have, and they never will. You might think that your excuses are valid, that they explain why you're not where you want to be or why you haven't reached your goals yet. But the reality is those excuses do nothing but hold you back. They're a way of hiding from the truth and protecting yourself from facing the hard work that needs to be done. When you make excuses, you're essentially telling yourself that you don't have control over your situation. You're putting the blame on something or someone else, and in doing so, you allow yourself to stay exactly where you are. You convince yourself that circumstances are out of your hands and that there's no way to improve because of external factors. But that's not true. You are in control of your actions. You are in control of how much effort you put in. And if you're willing to stop start taking responsibility, you can change your life. The reality is your excuses don't make things easier. They only make them harder. When you allow excuses to dictate your actions, you end up wasting time and energy that could be better spent working towards your goals. Every excuse is just a way of avoiding the truth. And the truth is, if you want something, you need to work for it. There are no shortcuts, no easy paths. The only way to get ahead is to show up, put in the effort, and keep pushing forward, even when things aren't easy. Excuses don't change the facts. They don't change the circumstances. They don't change the truth. If you want something, you have to take responsibility for making it happen. You can't wait for the perfect moment. You can't wait for someone else to fix things for you. You can't rely on excuses to make you feel better about your situation. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can stop wasting time and start taking action. It's easy to make excuses when things aren't going your way. It's easy to say, I'll do it later, or I don't have the right tools, or it's too late now. But each time you make an excuse, you're giving up the opportunity to make progress. Excuses keep you in your comfort zone where nothing changes. And as long as you stay there, you're never going to achieve anything meaningful. The reality is, no one cares about your excuses. The world doesn't stop because you're tired or because the timing isn't right. Your goals don't care about your excuses. If you want to reach them, you have to show up and do the work, no matter what. It's not about waiting for the right time or the perfect conditions. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard. When you stop making excuses, you stop letting your circumstances control you. You take control of your own life and start making decisions that will move you closer to your goals. You stop letting fear, doubt, or procrastination dictate your actions. Instead, you take responsibility for your own success. You do what needs to be done, and you do it without making excuses. Excuses don't change the reality of your situation, but taking action does. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. The more you show up and put in the effort, the closer you get to your goals. And the more you accomplish, the more confident you become. The key to changing your reality is to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for what happens next. Your excuses don't change the facts. They don't change the work that needs to be done or the effort required to succeed. They don't make things easier or smoother. All they do is keep you stuck in the same place, year after year, wondering why nothing is changing. But the truth is, if you want something different, you have to do something different. And that means getting rid of the excuses and taking the necessary steps to move forward. It's time to let go of the excuses and face the reality of your situation. If you want to achieve your goals, you need to take action. Stop telling yourself that you'll do it later or that the conditions aren't right. You'll never feel completely ready. There will always be challenges, always be obstacles, always be reasons to put things off. But you have to push past those excuses and make a decision to act anyway. The world doesn't stop for your excuses, and neither should you. The longer you hold on to your excuses, the longer it will take for you to reach your potential. Every day you spend making excuses is another day you're not moving closer to your goals. You have to be honest with yourself and ask, are your excuses worth the cost of staying where you are? Are you willing to keep trading your dreams for the comfort of avoiding hard work? The reality is that the longer you allow excuses to take control, the harder it will be to break free. But when you take responsibility and stop making excuses, you give yourself the power to change your life. You gain the ability to move forward, to make progress, and to achieve everything you've set out to accomplish. Excuses only keep you in a place where nothing changes. If you want to create something new, something better, something bigger, you have to be willing to take action and leave the excuses behind. Your excuses don't change the reality of what you want to achieve. They only delay the inevitable. The sooner you let go of your excuses and start working toward your goals, the sooner you'll begin to see the results. Every time you make an excuse, you're telling yourself that it's okay to stay in the same place. But if you want to grow, if you want to succeed, you have to make the decision to move forward, no matter how difficult it might be. Your excuses don't change reality, but your actions will. So stop hiding behind excuses and start making things happen. Number 9, excuses steal opportunities. Excuses have a way of stealing opportunities. Every time you come up with a reason not to take action, you're giving up a chance to change your life. Every excuse you make, whether big or small, prevents you from stepping into the opportunities that are right in front of you. And here's the thing, those opportunities don't wait for you. They don't pause and come back when you're ready. They move on to someone else who is willing to take action. When you make excuses, you tell yourself that something outside of you is holding you back. You tell yourself that it's not the right time, or you don't have enough resources, or you're not good enough. But the truth is, excuses aren't just keeping you from your goals, they're keeping you from the opportunities that can change your life. Every time you delay, every time you talk yourself out of doing something, you lose that moment, you lose that chance to make progress. And as time passes, you begin to realize that you missed out on more opportunities than you can count. It's easy to think that your excuses are valid, that they explain why you can't take advantage of something. But the reality is, they're just barriers you've built up to protect yourself from doing the hard work that's necessary to succeed. Excuses are comfortable, but they don't help you grow. They don't lead to anything other than a life stuck in the same place, over and over again. The truth is, opportunities don't wait around for you to feel ready. They show up, and you either seize them or let them slip away. The worst part about excuses is that they rob you of the chance to take action. And when you don't act, you miss the chance to change your circumstances. Each time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm not sure I can do this, you're shutting the door on an opportunity that could have made all the difference. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you let pass by. Eventually, you start to wonder why things aren't changing, but it's because you've been too focused on your excuses to take any real action. Every opportunity you pass up has a cost. Maybe it's a chance to learn something new, to build a new skill, or to connect with someone who could change your life. Maybe it's a business venture, a project, or a relationship. Whatever it is, when you allow excuses to control you, you're saying no to growth. You're saying no to the chance to move forward. The cost of missed opportunities is not just measured in time, it's measured in regret. We all have opportunities in front of us all the time, but it's easy to let them pass by without realizing their value. Opportunities come in many forms. They may look different than what you expect, and they might not always feel like the right time. But if you wait until everything is perfect, you'll wait forever. If you allow your excuses to take the wheel, you'll never act on those opportunities when they appear. And as a result, you'll look back with regret, wondering what could have been. The moment you decide to stop making excuses is the moment you take back control over your future. You stop letting fear, doubt, or external factors dictate what you do and when you do it. Instead, you start making decisions based on the belief that you can and will take action. The more you act, the more opportunities you'll notice. They will become easier to recognize because you've trained yourself to take action, regardless of how comfortable or easy it feels. When you allow yourself to make excuses, you are the one standing in the way of your own success. The only person stopping you from grabbing those opportunities is you. No one else is to blame. You're the one who decides whether or not to take action. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you lose. And when those opportunities are gone, they don't come back. Life doesn't give you a second chance at the same opportunity. Think about the missed chances in your life. Think about the things you wish you had done, the risks you wish you had taken. How many times have you let fear or doubt stop you from acting? How many opportunities have you allowed to slip away because you were waiting for the perfect moment, or you convinced yourself it wasn't the right time? The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. If you keep waiting for one, you'll keep missing the opportunities that could have changed your life. It's easy to get stuck in the cycle of making excuses. It's comfortable. It's easy to tell yourself that you don't have the time, the resources, or the experience to do something. But the reality is, the more excuses you make, the harder it becomes to break free from that cycle. The more you stay in that comfortable place of not now, the more opportunities you lose. The key to changing your life is to step out of your comfort zone and take action, even when things aren't perfect. Every opportunity comes with its own set of challenges. Nothing worth achieving comes easy. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people don't wait for everything to align. They take action despite the challenges. They take risks. They see opportunities, not as perfect moments, but as chances to grow, learn, and move closer to their goals. And because they act on them, they reap the rewards. You'll never know what opportunities you're missing until you look back and realize how many times you allowed excuses to dictate your actions. You'll never know how different things could have been if you had taken that chance, even when it wasn't easy. But the good news is, it's never too late to start. You can begin right now, today, by refusing to let excuses control your actions any longer. Start looking for the opportunities, even if they're small at first. Every action you take brings you one step closer to success, and every missed opportunity is one you can never get back. Don't let excuses steal any more chances away from you. Recognize them for what they are and take action before they cost you even more. Number 10, the world owes you nothing. The world owes you nothing. There's no one waiting around to hand you success on a silver platter. No one is going to come in and fix things for you. Life doesn't work that way, and it's important to understand this truth if you want to move forward. The sooner you realize that you are the one responsible for creating your own future, the sooner you can start building the life you want. We live in a world where we often expect others to help us, to guide us, or to make things easier. We look for external validation, for someone to recognize our potential and give us a chance. But the reality is no one owes you anything. If you want something in life, you have to go out and get it yourself. You have to put in the work. No one is going to do it for you. It's easy to sit back and wait for opportunities to come knocking at your door. It's easy to wish that someone would just give you a break, offer you the perfect job, or hand you the success you've been dreaming of. But that's not how it works. No one is going to give you anything. It's up to you to create the life you want. The sooner you stop waiting for others to make it happen for you, the sooner you can start taking control of your own destiny. The truth is, the world doesn't owe you success. It doesn't owe you happiness. It doesn't owe you anything. Everything you want to achieve in life is going to take effort. It's going to take time, persistence, and hard work. You won't get anywhere by sitting around and waiting for things to fall into your lap. If you want something, you have to go out and make it happen. No one is going to do it for you. The sooner you accept this, the better off you'll be. When you realize that the world owes you nothing, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming your circumstances, other people, or things that are out of your control. You start taking responsibility for your own actions, your own choices, and your own future. Success is not something that is given to you, it's something that you earn. And that means you have to do the work, no matter how hard it may be. It's easy to think that life should be fair, that everyone should have equal opportunities, or that people should help each other along the way. But the reality is that life is not always fair. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. Some people will have advantages while others will struggle. That's just the way it is. The key is to stop focusing on what the world owes you and start focusing on what you can do to change your situation. Instead of waiting for someone else to fix things, take action and make things happen for yourself. Success doesn't come from waiting for someone to give it to you. It comes from doing what others are not willing to do. It comes from working when others are resting. It comes from learning, growing, and putting in the effort when it feels like no one is noticing. The world doesn't owe you success, but if you're willing to put in the work, you can achieve anything. The reality is that no one is going to hand you the keys to the life you want. No one is going to solve your problems or clear the path for you. You have to do it yourself. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you can start making progress. Waiting for someone to make things easier for you will only leave you stuck where you are. You are the only one who can take control of your future. You are the only one who can decide what kind of life you want to live. You are in charge of your future, no one else. If you want something, go after it. If you want to change your life, you have to take action. The world won't hand you success, but it will reward your effort, your persistence, and your willingness to work hard. You get out of life what you put into it. And if you're waiting for someone to give you something, you're going to be waiting a long time. It's time to stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's time to stop blaming others, circumstances, or the world for where you are. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to go after what you want. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for a break. And stop waiting for someone to hand you your dreams. You're the one who has to make them come true. You're the one who has to take action, make sacrifices, and do the work. Life isn't going to be handed to you. The world isn't going to make things easy. But that's okay, because you have everything you need inside of you to create the life you want. You just have to stop waiting for someone else to make it happen and start taking control of your own destiny. The world doesn't owe you anything, but you owe it to yourself to go after what you deserve. If there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this: your future is in your hands. Excuses won't get you anywhere. If you want something, you have to go after it, even if things aren't perfect, even if it feels hard. The best time to start is always right now, so no more waiting, no more putting things off. It's time to take control of your life and get things done. Don't let another opportunity slip through your fingers. Start today, take one step forward, and watch how things begin to change. You've got this. The world won't wait for you, but if you act now, your future will thank you. It's time to stop making excuses and start making progress. The only question left is, are you ready?